Welcome back to my Creative Chronic Life. Today I am back with a reading book journal update, and I've not actually popped back on like I said I would have done at the beginning of 2024. A, because I've not really done a lot of reading, but B, because it's been something that I've really forgot to do. I was really enjoying it originally and then using the planner as it should, but I wanted to just come back on and let you know my thoughts for 2025 and just go through, like, have a little flip through of where we are so far. So we have, here's to another year of pretending I know what I'm doing, clearly. And then we had this section here where I did the Hall of Fame, favourite books. Again, I've not actually had a chance to update any of it. I mean, all I've written here is it ends with us and it starts with us here. They're the two books. I've read more books than that. Some of them I've completed, some of them I still need to do a review for. Others I've read a quarter of or half of, and then I've just kind of left it at that. But that's okay. These things happen, don't they? And then we turn over, and then this is so the first and last sentence of every book. So it just gives you like a list of first and then your last sentences. And again, I do need to, like this one, I don't think I finished the last pages yet, so I need to go ahead and update that, which I will do before the end of the year. And then we had our year in honeycomb, and you can see where I started new books, couldn't complete, and then no reading. We've had a lot of no reading, unfortunately. I will say September and October have been good months because I've had a couple of books that I've finished. I think I've read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I've also been reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then I had another one in between that I've read. So I will try and go back and update, but of course I can't quite remember which days I did read and which days I didn't, so we'll see. If not, it's fine, because obviously for the new year I'll be picking up a new one for the new year. I am going to continue to use this book though. And then we've got a favourite quotes. I wish for you to be my fish, Colleen Hoover. It starts with us. And then these were all the books that I actually updated. So what's on my shelf now, some of them I picked up from, I think it was Planner Bow stickers. Yeah, the teeny tiny small ones are from Planner Bow stickers, and then the rest I actually printed out myself, the larger ones. And I wanted to have a visual representation of what was on my shelves, hoping to the fact that I'll remember A, that I have them, and B, that I'll go back and read them. So of course I have read let's see, A Summer of Magic I read. I also, it ends with those, it starts with those, If I Loved You Less, The Santorini Bookstore, and then A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then Twisted Love I started. So again, lots and lots of books that I need to update. So that's what's on my shelf. And then to be read, so I wrote all these down, to be read at the time, because it was the same thing that was what's on my shelf to the similar items of what's to be read, but I've not had chance to update it. So since this point I've actually purchased more books in a D-stash and then picked up some more books. I recall at the beginning of the year saying that I'm not going to buy anything until I've read everything. Well, yeah, that was very, very unrealistic. And then it says my wish list, and then book recommendations. Again, I need to update that, but I haven't done so. Genre, sequels for any particular books that I'm interested in. And this is what I started in the month of January. So this was my reading dashboard, and it was going pretty well to where I was recognizing things, places I have visited, and book challenge, because I added these later. I would have loved to have this after, but it's okay. You know, you live and you learn, you make mistakes, and it's really, you know, mine, unique to me, and I laugh at the mistakes I make. And then we have my 2024 reading journal, just in case I wanted to add anything about the whole section. So I may look back and at the end of December write down everything that went on from the past year, what I particularly thought about reading, you know, how I found it, what I could do to change it for next year, what I'd like to add, etc. You know, some as a little update. And then this was the Twisted Love, and it just said I still haven't given a review, and I'm pretty sure that's because I haven't finished the book, but I will go back on when I finish the book. And then I've written this at the end of month. I started to do like an end of month review, like my thoughts at the end of January 2024, that I am pleased I started reading. I was surprised I wasn't able to complete my book, as in previous years I would have completed many books in a month. I learned that I would really like to read, but my mind unfortunately cannot settle. I try and try, but my mind just races around. The way to build up my reading is to set a timer for 30 minutes. This helps me see if I can read without distractions. I've tried this a couple of times only, but it seems to be working. I find it really difficult to hold on to books for a long period of time, and that's because of my problems and conditions with my body and hands. Maybe in the future I could invest in an e-reader, but they are very expensive, and I still feel that way now. Also, I found that using tabs to track certain things in the book, I enjoy doing this, but I don't think it'll be something I'll be able to continue if I want to read faster or read more. So far I am enjoying the book. I do hope I finish it in February, but let's see. I'm proud that I've started reading. So this is kind of pretty much how I've continued on the remainder of the year, is that I start, I stop, I start, I stop. Sometimes I finish, sometimes I don't. And it's literally because of the restrictions I find, like my mind can't settle. I have pain in my hand, so I really want to continue reading, but I can't because holding on to the books is very, very difficult. So I actually, this year, now we're in the month of November, well, end of October, it's the 1st of November today, so I'll say October. So in the month of October, I actually decided to rejoin our local library, and then I heard about BorrowBooks, where you can then borrow books online and listen to them like audiobooks. I then also joined an audiobook app as well. I can't remember the name of it now. It's one of the well-known ones. And then I was thinking about re-downloading Kindle, but somebody says they just read it on their iPad. So what I could do is put the iPad on the stand at the side of my bed and connect it via Bluetooth, or like turn the pages. You can literally say turn the pages and it turns the pages. So maybe that's something I could start soon. So there are a few changes that I've made. And then this was the month of February, and I coloured it in pink. And again, I started off reading. I got up until about day 18, day 19, and I can't recall if I actually continued reading or if I just didn't, and that's why I've not updated it. So then here comes April, May, and then we've got June and July. So 3 months I didn't read anything, but I think I've read one book. So I wanted to keep this space to be able to go back and update it. Then in July I read both books, and this is because the movie was coming out, It Ends With Us, and I really wanted to read the books before I went and watched the movie. So we did both It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us, but I actually really enjoyed both of these books. This was something that I wasn't expecting, and because I like the actor that plays in It Ends With Us, that's why I wanted to read it, because I really enjoy her acting. And then I really actually enjoyed the books, so I gave them both 5 stars. And then this was in July, and then I started with a new book tracker in August, and then I wrote started a new book, and it says If I Loved You Less. I started to track. I know I finished the book, I know for sure, because I've done a Goodreads review, but I've not updated it in this one. Here's some pretty stickers to decorate this. And then here is my book review for It Ends With Us. It was 376 pages, and I started it on the 25th of the 7th and I finished it on the 26th of the 7th. So this took me a day to read. Now again, I'm not sure, it must have been a day because I've written it as a day. And I don't think there was very many pages, 376 pages. Yeah, and I think I was spending my time in bed because my sister recommended the book originally. So I wrote down my thoughts, my summaries, and then here I started on the 28th of July and finished on the 31st of July, and it's a physical book, and I just coloured this in. I used some stickers and decorations, and I really enjoyed that factor. And then we bring us to a complete and utter blank page, and this is where we are now currently. So what I've been thinking is that maybe for the month of December I want to do like an end of year review, and what I'm planning on doing is, if I go back here to the beginning, nothing has changed in terms of the Hall of Fame favourite books, but I don't really want to waste an entire planner. So I've had a thought, and the thought was this. First I thought I'll just, you know, keep what I've got, etc, etc, and, you know, go back in and I can fill it in. And then I thought, no, hang on a minute, let bygones be bygones. Let's take this chunk, disperse it, and start brand new for 2025. I think even if I had, let's say, 30 pages for the entire year, I don't think I still will be finishing anytime soon. I mean, even look, that's a chunk. We could keep this book going for another 3-4 years, and then when it finishes, I guess I could start again. So that's my plan for my reading journal for 2025. I'm going to fill what I can fill in and start afresh. I'll probably be doing a very similar setup to this in terms of like Hall of Fame, favourite books, etc. I don't actually have a lot of these stickers anymore, but I'm maybe thinking something new. We'll go back and have a look. I'm trying to only use the stickers I've got at home. I've still got like the book reading washi tape. I've since picked up some other washi tapes online, so I think I may go back in and go look at my reading journal stash and then start 2025 as a fresh start. Now, because I have a better idea of this, I may come back and do a actual setup with you, or most likely it'll be a little bit of a setup and then a flip through, just because it kind of takes the pressure off. I've currently got 2-3 Hobonichi planner setups as well, and I've got other things that I want to be able to set up too, but I know how much you really enjoyed this book reading journal flip through last year. So I think I will probably take the time out to do that for you. But I just wanted to give you an update as it stands currently. So of course we had these 2 books here, and then I know I've read The Spice Cafe and another couple of books since It Ends With Us. Oh yeah, If I Loved You Less. So I need to finish doing that review, and then I probably will do another page here for The Spice Cafe, and then if I read anything in December, what I might do is leave a couple of pages and then do like an end of year review and then start again. I don't think I'll get that much reading done, to be honest with you, November or December. We've got 2 months to go before I really need to fully sit down and put down in my journal. But I am obviously conscious that a lot of people look for recommendations, they want suggestions, they need inspiration. So I may just leave a few pages, and if I fill them, fine. If I don't, that's okay. I can always go back and fill them in with something else, can't I? And then we can start our 2025 planner setup together. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I just wanted to come up and give you a little update of where we are now with our reading journal. It was a lot of fun setting this up, and it's just, now that I've taken it back out, it's I think where I struggled the most was having like the physicality of this section here. It felt like it was a good idea, but then it also feels like it's a lot of pressure, and then it's a lot of coming back and marking down. I'd rather just have like a start date and an end date, but then maybe have like a traditional tracker where you just have like a teeny tiny calendar and you can just dot the days you read, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm still 50-50 because I do enjoy, and I did enjoy this when I was originally using it in the beginning of the year. Here, like, I mean, that was fun. I didn't read that many days, but it was fun anyway. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. I mean, we've also still got some of the tabs that I've not used as well. Like, I don't like waste, and I feel a bit disappointed in myself that I didn't get much more use out of this, but it's okay. These are what these things are for. You live and you learn, and it is such a cute setup. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it at right now. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comment box below. I do have a full entire flip through and I shared where I got everything from, and like my thoughts behind everything at the point. Probably most of them thoughts are like invalid now, but if you go back and watch the video, there was a lot of I'm going to do this and I'm going to that, and it hasn't happened, and that unfortunately is just life. So I think when I do set up 2025, I'm going to keep that in mind and keep it maybe very minimal and not set myself up for failure. It's not the word failure, because I did get a lot more reading done than I did in previous years, and that was one of my biggest goals, was to get started reading. I didn't even expect to finish a couple of books, and I think I finished about 6, and that is definitely the best I've been doing in many years. Like I said before this point, I would read a book a day, sometimes 2 books if I could. You know, I'd read on the train, I'd read, you know, coming back from work, I'd read doing this and that, and now it feels like I have all the time in the world but not enough time for my mind to settle and read. I have found that reading in the car is something that I really enjoy, so all I do is put my my current book in a zip bag, not like a Ziploc food bag, in like a zipped pencil case. It's a clear pencil case. I just put it in there and then I take it on the go with me, and I enjoy doing that because when I'm isolating and I'm not well, it means a lot of time. I still want to leave the house, but I also want to be able to have fresh air, and then I just sit and read. That has been very nice for me to be able to do. So maybe I'll just only read in the car next year and see how much I can actually get done that way. So lots of options, lots of things, but yeah, we'll come back and do a setup for 2025. So thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do. The end of the year is always lots of fun because we have lots of advent releases, lots of new setups, busy, and it's nice to be able to have a fresh start, isn't it? I am thinking about next year doing like the quarterly markers, like every 3 months, 4 months. You come back up and you do like an update. It'll be nice to have that to be able to look back on, and also then start afresh every 3 to 4 months rather than leaving it and then you come back at the end of the year and like, you know, oh, time's just gone, hey ho. But yeah, you can also follow me over on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Facebook at My Creative Chronic Life, and you can also follow me over on Book Talk at MCCL Book Talk. Now, when I started the reading journal, I didn't actually have a book talk, and I do now. So that's been loads and loads of fun to be able to share what I'm reading, share like videos, to get that creative side out. And I've actually had and made a lot of friends over on Book Talk, which has been lots of fun. This year I joined a birthday book group, which means that there's currently 10 of us, and each month whoever's birthday it belongs to, we all buy off the Amazon wishlist. So I'll do it every single month for 10 other people, and then it comes to my turn, and it just means you get like all the books you want in 1 month. So if you do have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments box below. I enjoy romance, I enjoy fantasy, I enjoy combined. I'm not too keen on horror and like sad things, like no sad things, no things that like trigger you with like trauma. Like I can't do things like that because then it just keeps me awake and I feel too sad. But something like comedy, airy, happy, that type of thing, romantic, just to like take me out of my own bubble and put me in somebody else's bubble. Like any type of recommendations, because my birthday's in January, but I've actually skipped my month, and my friend's taking my month, so I'll go in February, just so that then we'll be able to take a month off in December, because everybody's got lots of expenditure with Christmas and like kids off on holidays and things. So we thought we'd skip December, start in January. So my friend, because her birthday's in December, I said, hey listen, you have January, I'll take February, I don't mind, and then we'll kind of continue on, you know, like that throughout the rest of the year. So that's been really, really fun. I do have also a book group over on Facebook, MCCL book group Facebook, so you can always pop over there if you want to join, have a safe space to chat. But if not, follow me over on MCCL Book Talk on TikTok, say hi and let me know you've come from YouTube, and please do share your recommendations, because then I can put that all down in my Amazon wish list, and when it comes to my birthday I can have lots of books being bought. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.